Hello everybody, it's BlueTraX finally back with another review. It's been a long time, but I wanted to go ahead and get back to reviewing some of my favorite PlayRail TrackMaster models. So today we're doing one of my personal favorites for sure of all time, TrackMaster Hank. So we'll just be talking about it today, give it a good once over and then do some layout shots. But this model came out way back in the day, in 2008, I want to say. I was 13, so that was a long time ago. A little bit older now, but a very nice model. I saw it in stores before I had seen his episode on the show, so I was very confused about who he was. But very cool engine for sure. That was the first time also I think an American engine had been introduced. I mean, technically there's Rosie, but you know, she's made to look the part, whereas Hank is very overtly an American design. I mean, even the paintwork is clearly themed for the good old red, white, and blue. But yeah, so it came out. I didn't see it again because I got Billy that time. I didn't see it in stores ever again, and I was a little bit disappointed, but I managed to find him on eBay a few years later, and by that point he had already been discontinued because Fisher-Price took over the TrackMaster line. So that got lucky and got this one here. So yeah, I'll just go over kind of my general thoughts and stuff about the design. I love this TrackMaster model. There's so much detail that's gone into it. As you can see, it's almost, I mean, it's not going to be like completely a photographic match, but hey, I haven't seen a TrackMaster PlayRail model come closer to the show model ever. I mean, just look at this. Look at the, it's kind of just a letdown that the side rods here don't move. Like, here, I'll move it for you. See, they just kind of, they're static, but they made it worth your trouble that they are static. I mean, look at that. It's a fully functioning, like this would work on the show. And they even have like all of these parts, I don't even know what they are. I'm sure some of them are like air compressors for like the brakes. But I mean, just look. I can't explain all this to you, but you can see how much effort went into this model. I mean, so much is painted on here that would not be on like a standard engine today. Like these leading wheels would probably be like blue, like the base color. They would not have drawn rivets. Sorry for my finger, the camera. Rivets right there. I mean, none of this. This is beyond, you know, nowadays TrackMaster for sure. And then, I mean, proportionally, it's very nice. Let me put him up next to Gordon really quick. Look at this. Like, he's not outrageously bigger than Gordon, but you can kind of see the difference. And lengthwise, pretty nice. I know this is not the same Gordon that he was released with, but you can kind of get an idea. It's not like they made him much bigger or smaller or anything, but he fits in so well with PlayRail models too, because they're a slightly higher caliber for sure. So I mean, I'm very thankful for that. It's just gorgeous. I mean, look at this. It's almost, if it didn't have like the dull plastic edges that just TrackMaster and PlayRail engines have, I mean, I would mistake it for a real life model. It's almost perfect. It is tender driven, so running wise, it's not 100%. Okay, so that's where it's not perfect. Operationally, it's a little difficult especially with longer trains. And kind of the biggest hiccup with some, I've actually had two of these, is the coupling here. It's great for what it's meant to do, but it's not always, like going up hills and switches, sometimes it gets finicky. And so like you'll see his model kind of dragging like this, and there's really nothing you can do about that. I mean, if I found like a tighter version of that coupling, maybe that would solve it, but it's just kind of something you have to deal with. And the thing with tenders is that they're a lot lighter than the engine body. So they only get so much traction themselves, and if they're pulling a train and also pushing the dead front end here, then, you know, it's just not gonna be as strong as maybe you'd want a Hank sized engine to be. However, I mean, I've had it pull some pretty sizable loads. Like, you're not really gonna load a TrackMaster engine with more than 10 or 15 cars, but I've had it pull 15 without it tipping. If I put more in there, then the train itself is just too long for this style of track, and it just falls off the rails. But has pretty good torque considering that the type of design we have going here, motor-wise. Hank really kind of came out during the peak of Hit Toys version of TrackMaster, for sure. That's also when Stanley came out. You can probably see him back there. But like, so many great sets this year, and then like the next year was Hero of the Rails. So that's when the Steamworks set came out. That was a fine piece of work. And so was Hero. And then the next year is when Fisher-Price assumed control, and we saw a marked decline. I had no idea how much worse it was going to get, and it got so bad I ended up converting to Play-Rail, and even that's changing now. But I think we're really fortunate to have Hank come out during this time and at least get to see this version of him. It is sad from a show standpoint that he only made one episode. He's clearly a merchandising character. I mean, obvious catering to American fans, and I am eating it up, and I readily admit that. I mean, it's fine. I thought it was great. It was funny that his voice was like a riff on President Bush at the time, and I really only wish they had utilized him more or brought him into the CGI show, but also it's not like they gave the writers a lot to work with, so oh well. That just makes him a character that I can work with because he's such a blank slate. And I don't care what people say about, you know, trains like him or other unusual characters like Diesel 10 being like too big for the British loading gauge. It's like, you just change that, okay? I mean, he's resized to kind of fit, and that's a weird technicality. It's not for this video. This is reviewing the TrackMaster model, and again, all I can say, if I had to rate it out of 5 stars, I'd say like 4.999. Like, I don't know how much. So I guess maybe the one thing I would like different would be either, I know we can't get everything, but like either side rods that move or a front driven. And I know Fisher-Price actually did that. They did where this portion of Hank was motorized, and it's a little, okay, it's actually a little bit stumpy, but it does solve the running problems. Like, unless you can fix the drag issues with this version, it's really annoying. So that would be neat to see. I may pick up a Fisher-Price Hank. They're still out there. But I really like this one. It's so much better from a photographic standpoint, and you know, it's worth whatever. The one thing that irks me here is on the tender. So they have the bogies here, but they're like blacked out, and then you have red wheels underneath. It's just a very off-putting scenario. It's like, pick one. Either don't draw the bogies, or you could color the fake ones in red at least. It's strange to me. It's like, they're here, but actually we have these other wheels underneath. So that's a problem for me. But yeah, that's why it's 4.99 out of 5 stars. I love this model. I love this engine. I would say I love this character, but he really doesn't have much to him, so we'll just say he's a cool addition to the set. And major eye candy. So yeah, that's our TrackMaster review of Hank. And let me know in the comments what you think. What are your beefs, or what do you love about this model, and which one you'd like me to review next. I will be getting a Player Rebecca soon, so I'll definitely be doing a review on that one. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.